Hello, welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry and this is your Wednesday video. Today we're going to take on a small project. If you tuned in on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat, I spoke of some of my goals for the rest of the year. One major one of being working on some smaller projects that I have around here. Some things that maybe aren't finished or just have been laid to the side, or you know, something that's just kind of there needing to be done or passed on to someone else or something like that. So this is what I'm going to do for the first one. This is the Daphne Panel Quilt Kit. It's from Camelot. I got this at Sewell as a kit. They no longer have it. They sold out of it. I did find one resource for a kit online, and I will put that link in the description box. But for today, I'm going to get into this kit. I haven't really gotten into it yet. I briefly looked at the instructions with it. You get the panel, of course, and you get 4 coordinating fabrics, and that will take care of the front and the binding of your quilt. You'll have to get something for the back. I should say I will, because I don't know how many of you have this kit. I know some of you do. If you've been pushing it to the side and you need to get to it, maybe get that out today and do it along with me. But yeah, I did find one place that still had the kits. They were quite a bit more expensive than what I paid for this. I think I paid somewhere between $40-$45 for this kit. The one I found, and I'll put the link in the description box, was from Ye Old Quilt Shop, and it was $63. So if you have to have this, there are still some available out there. You might find them in other places too, like on Etsy or eBay or something like that if you go looking. Either way, you can find this panel and some of the yardage here and there. So if it's something you really like, then make a search and you might find what you need to do this with. I'm pretty sure you can get the pattern off of CamelotFabrics.com. So it's a free pattern. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my panel out, iron it really well, press it. I may have to spritz it with some water if it has a little wonkiness to it. Make sure it's perfectly square before I even get started. Okay, so when I put this down on my ironing board, it looked pretty straight. I went ahead and spritzed it a little from the back and ironed the back, ironed all the wrinkles out, the large wrinkles that were in it. Not too bad. But when I get it over here and I cut off the selvages, which I've already done, I find that this really isn't very straight at all. But what you need to do is take your pattern and see what size they want you to cut it down to. And fortunately, this one has some leeway, so we need to cut it 34.5 by 41. So I have this folded in fourths. So I folded it in half widthwise and then again lengthwise. So if I need my width to be 34.5, that means I need 17.25 for this. And I'm just going to line it up over here on this line, on my mat, and on a bottom line. So I have it perfectly, as perfect as I can get, on a line. So what I'm going to need is 17.25. So I'm going to count. So I need 1/4 inch there. Let me double check my math. That's correct, 17.25. So by folding it in fourths like this, I know this is my dead center of my panel. So let me go ahead and cut that. Is that what I want to do? I do believe it is. 17.25. And pay attention to this raw edge and make sure everything's getting in there. And you can see that with this, I'm definitely getting all of the raw edges in. So everything's going to be trimmed perfectly square once I cut this. Okay. So this side is supposed to be, I'm getting on that line again, and then down here, this one's supposed to be 41, so half of 41 is 20 and a half. Now what I don't like about this is that it's going to cut off some of that bottom flower. So let me see what's going on up here. I might fold it just a little bit different. Let me think just a little bit about this, how I want to manage that. 'Cause I don't think I want to cut through my flower. Okay, so this is an interesting dilemma. That first cut that I made is fine. I've got 34 and a half across this way, and each side looks very complete in the image that's on the panel. But with the length, it's telling me to trim to 41 inches. I'm going to trim to 41 inches, but if you can see the edge of my ruler here, that's where that would cut, which is right on the tip of the ear of the wolf, and I don't want to do that. So I need to cut off this much of my panel to make it 41 inches, and I'm going to double check that. But I think I will have to cut through my flower, just like my original plan of lining up and cutting both sides, both the top, bottom, and left and right, with that folded into quarters square. That would have run out. That would have worked out perfectly on size, but it would have cut through my flower, and I didn't want to do that at the time. However, it looks like I don't really have much choice, because cutting off the ears, the tips of the ears of the wolf, is not going to work at all. So I'm going to go ahead and cut through this flower a little bit, and that's okay because flowers are cut through on the sides. So I think I'm going to straighten this up, but I believe I'm going to take most of what I need to trim off from the bottom. So actually I think I have a couple of inches here. So I think I'll take maybe an inch and a half, not an inch and a half, an inch and a half from the top of his ear. I'm going to take that off, and that'll be about a half an inch. So I'll have to take an inch and a half off of the end. But I think that's probably the best course of action given the image that's on this panel. So I'm going to do that now. So at this point, I have trimmed the top. You can't see it. It's out of frame, but I wanted you to be able to see this. So I'm at the 41 mark. I'm at the 0 down here on my mat, and then my 41 is right here, and that's going to take about an inch and a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this lengthwise, and I know this is straight already, and cut it that way. And that's going to give me another chance to really see if everything's totally squared up. This is probably the longest part of the whole entire project. So let me get this down here on the 0 again. Okay. And then I need to cut 41. So there's my 41 mark on my mat. I'm at 0 down there. So I'm going to be cutting off this much, which I'm not thrilled about, but I don't have any choice. So let me show you what I have. There you go. So you can see the top, his ears are still intact. I can still make my 1/4 inch seam allowance. His ears are there. Down here, I've cut a little bit off my flower, but so are the sides. So I'm not going to worry about that. So now I have my 34.5 by 41 panel. Here are my other fabrics that I need to put my panel quilt together that were included in the kit. This is an actual big piece of yardage here. I can give you the fabric requirements if you like, if you happen to have the panel and you want to put some of your own fabrics with this. This is a yard, and this will be part of your binding as well. And then this 1/4 yard, half yard, and half yard are for the squares that go around the panel. So this part here, these darker pieces that go right directly around the panel is from this, and then we also use that for the binding. So I don't have backing. It's the only thing I don't have. I may go out and try to find some backing for this later on. So this is a free pattern on CamelotFabrics.com. I cannot share the cutting with you, but just go out to that website and download the free pattern, and you'll have them. And you have 1 page of that, and then 1 page of illustrations on how to put it together. So everything is there. So my next step is to go through and cut my fabric pieces that I need to put my borders around my panel. I have all my cuts finished now. These are my long sides, narrow sides, the top and bottom narrow sides. This is a connecting piece, and then these are our squares that are going all the way around the panel. These strips here are reserved for the binding. So I think the easiest thing for me to do is just follow this color picture. There are 2 pages of how to put these together, but for me the easiest thing would be yes, to follow their order of things to do, but use this for getting the prints right. I could go through and label them, A through whatever, but I think it's just easier to just look at the picture because it's exactly like this. So what they have you do is you construct this long side here and this long side here and put those aside, and then you construct this section and this section. And then when you go to put the entire thing together, you put this little strip here on your top and your bottom, and then your sides. So super easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those strips done now. Get those all put together so that I can attach them to the panel. Well, Daphne the wolf is coming together so easily. So once I made my patchwork side and top and bottom pieces, that went really super fast. And then I'm only showing you the top and one side for lack of room, but it's the same on the other 2 ends of it, the bottom and the other side. So next what you would do is put the dark strip on top and bottom, and then your patchwork strips after that. So you would get the entire length of it finished first, and then you add your side pieces. After that, the dark thin inner border there would go in, and then your bigger patchwork strips would go on the sides, and she would be done then. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get a picture here at the end so you can see what it looks like. Look how beautiful Daphne is. Such a simple project. This did not take long at all. Probably going just average speed, you could get this done in a couple hours. Seriously. If I hadn't spent so much time on squaring the panel, probably would have been within a couple hours. I don't really know how long it took me. Probably 3, but I stopped in there and had lunch. So super easy. Super easy. If you've got this kit, get it out, do it. I can't wait to quilt this. My mind's going around, jumping around to all kinds of fun ideas for backing and for quilt design and all of that. So I think I will go ahead and make my binding up to have with it. See if I have a backing that would be appropriate. If not, I'm going to have to maybe find something in this line or something else similar to it that's not too expensive. But not this month, maybe next month. She turns out to be 50 inches by 56.5. And I just want to tell you some lessons that I learned on this. Well, I think there's one lesson I learned on this, is that if you're looking at the pattern and you see that the entire design of the panel is in the finished quilt, it's most likely a computer generated version of it, because there's no way, absolutely no way, you could get the entire bottom flower in there and cut it the size that they said to. So just be aware of that. You definitely want to cut it the size that they're telling you to, so that all your other pieces will fit nicely. And that's what happened here. Didn't have any trouble with any part of the pattern itself. Super, super, super easy and simple. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Come back on another Wednesday video for another small project in the future, I'm sure. That's what I'm concentrating on for the rest of the year. So have fun sewing. Go see what you have in the way of small projects. Get them out and start knocking them out. All right, we'll see you on Finish It Friday. Bye.